Before the walkthrough, I just want to show you this portion of the run.
What's up with this channel long MIA?
For those of you that play Sorcerer in Diablo 4.
Or even if you don't, probably have seen a ton of people running Ice Shard build.
Well, that might have changed with the latest patch.
So what's the change there?
Well, overall, all classes got buffed. The part that particularly interests us here is Frozen Orb. Initial base damage increased from 32% to 36%. Explosion base damage increased from 29% to 34%. Greater Frozen Orb chance to apply vulnerable increased from 25% to 30%. As you can see, I am breezing through tons of mobs here.
I see. In the old Ice Shard build, we would have run out of damage, which is based on freeze effect of Frost Nova. But that is no longer the case here.
With the change, I do find with this build, I have a faster clear speed. In particular, non-stop AoE damaging and orbs just so refreshing to see.
If you paid attention to the experience bar in the beginning, it's wild how much we gained from this one chest.
Well, that's part of the quality of life change in Nightmare Dungeons, which makes it so much more fun to run. Alright, let's go over the build.
Feel free to slow down the video or pause to take a peek at the allocations.
We're going to max out Orb as this is our main damage source, putting points in Shards too for the enchantment effect. Auto-firing Ice Shard is still good damage boost as we are constantly freezing mobs. Teleport is good for clear speed.
In this game in general, damage is usually not the limiting factor, rather how fast you can get to next objective.
We are still using Ice Barrier here for protection and mana regeneration. Plus we have gears that give us damage boost when we have a barrier up. For passive we mainly focus on staying alive and lucky hit chance, cold effect, and damage boost. Replacing Frost Nova, which is commonly seen in Ice Shard build, with Blizzard.
We did get a damage boost for Blizzard from the patch, but the main point we use Blizzard is for the chill effect.
Next, max out all the cold effect passives. For ultimate we are taking Inferno, for its effect pulling mobs together. UC, for Frozen Orb to do maximum damage. We want the initial plus explosion to both hit, which works very well in this case. Lastly, Avalanche to get free casts.
By the way, enchantments are Ice Shard and Frozen Orb. Next we go over the Paragon board. Although the basic path, there isn't much change from old Ice Shard board. The main difference is some Ice Shard builds use burning damage, and since our build here doesn't, we no longer use Burning Instinct board. The 4 boards you see here are Base, Icefall, Frigid Fate, and Enchantment Master.
Together with glyph choices. Our main focus is cold damage, vulnerable damage, lucky hit, critical strike, core skill. As long as you're targeting those main stats, you don't need to follow exactly this board.
One thing to note is this is day of the patch. We still need to test out damage more and optimize the build.
So if you haven't, consider subscribing to get notifications of update. Although consider how busy we are recent, that might or might not happen.
Stop.
Next is build. As you can see we still have the old Frost Nova gear on, which is changed later on. The must-haves are Avalanche Key passive to make sure we don't run out of mana. Frozen Orb stays in place after explosion. Deal more damage to Frozen and while barrier is up.
Remainder of the video is an uncut full Nightmare Dungeon run, with mobs that are 6 levels higher than us at Torment difficulty.
You can definitely bring this build to higher tier dungeon. This just happens to be the highest tier we have on our hand at the time of recording.
In the old days, Frozen Orb builds generally have issues fighting boss due to lack of focus fire, but you will see later on how we can easily burst down boss.
All that while maintaining massive AoE damage. Thank you for watching.